Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
What I believe is having other offers that you can rotate. Because if you're constantly talking about your membership, yeah, people will catch on and they may want to check it out, but it's not urgent enough for them to join today. And that's what we want. We want them to join today. We don't want them to wait until next month because that means they'll never going to join probably,
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal growth, visibility, and profit for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice in business, you're in the right place. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, empowerment coach, visibility and marketing expert, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode.
So it's April, and with April comes an amazing week, several, I think, days, about 2 weeks, where my mentor, Stu McLaren, who is a membership expert, does an amazing launch and then opens up his membership, his program where he teaches you how to launch and grow memberships. And I did this program the first time in 2020. And it was actually a time where I was pretty lost. All of us were, but I was really lost in terms of direction with my business because honestly, I had the business for a few years, but it wasn't making me a whole lot of money. And I didn't know what I was good at and why would people even want to invest in any of my stuff. And through his program, I gained so much clarity. I actually learned how to sell, how to match what I know with what people want from me. Hi, Uda. If you're watching me, say hi. And sales started coming in. It was like that dream moment where you start getting notifications that people bought your stuff without you even talking to them. It was glorious. And by the way, I actually had the amazing privilege and opportunity to be interviewed by Stu last year. So this is a true testament of my growth. And that is something that I pride myself in is as I go through programs, I want to be an amazing student and I want to have amazing results. Obviously, if I resonate with the program, because it's not always the case, but more and more so, I have been listening to myself and to my intuition and joining programs that are so in alignment with me that I truly resonate with the mentor to the point where they single me out in the crowd and they ask me to share my story and share my progress. And Stu was one of them. So last year, his team contacted me for him to interview me live on all of his channels. And they gave me permission to repurpose the interview as I became an affiliate for his program and started sharing more about his program. So you can check out episode 237 on the Empowered Woman podcast, where I talk about everything that I just told you, like how I decided to jump into his program in 2020 and it changed everything. So last year, after he invited me for an interview, I was like, all right, I will promote his program because everybody's different, but I had struggled with affiliate relationships and wanting to promote other people's stuff because I didn't want it to be like confusing for my audience, all of the things. But I had several friends that I made in his program that encouraged me to do it. And lots of people, even to this day, tell me it's so easy to sell Stu stuff because it's so good. So I took it to heart. I actually had 2 amazing ladies sign up to his program last year through me, which meant I had an affiliate commission and I also supported them through the process. And I'll talk about that later. But I just wanted to give you this brief rundown to say, why is this person, Marta person, talking about memberships all of a sudden? Well, if you've been following me since last year, I did this last year and now it's April again. So here we are. And what's awesome is that I actually decided to, in the spirit of memberships being April, to launch a second membership. I had this in my heart for a while. When you're in Stu's world, you start seeing that more and more people start launching more memberships because 1, it's addictive. 2, it really, really works. And I'm going to talk about the benefits in a minute. But I decided to be like, all right, this is my marketing plan for April. Ready? I will launch a second tier to my membership, which was focused on human design. And then once I'm done with that launch, I'm going to say, did you see what I just did here? this is what I learned from Stu, and this is how easy it gets to be for you to launch a membership. And I'll talk about that in a minute as well. So let's jump into the benefits of having a membership. And this is something that I also share in that interview with Stu. So if you, again, go back to episode 237, and if you need a link, do let me know. He asked me all of these questions, and specifically what he focused on was my small audience. I had a small audience back in 2020 because, like I said, I had been trying things out with my business and things weren't flowing that well. And that's why, even though I already had my membership, I joined his program and it helped me. So the wisdom with Stu is not only for you to launch, but if you have already launched, you will learn some valuable hacks and steps and strategies that will help you relaunch and keep growing your membership. Okay. So the very first thing that's really obvious with why would you want to have a membership as part of your offer suite is because it's recurring revenue. I heard this the other day, and I'm going to start preaching it because it's so true. If you don't have recurring income, you don't have a business. Can I say it again? If you don't have recurring income, you really don't have an actual solid business. Okay. I don't want to discredit your business ventures, but it's true though, because it's not sustainable. If you have other priorities and other responsibilities in your life, which all of us do, right? I'm married, I have a household, I have 3 children, and as they grow, there are more expenses that ensue. I need to know that next month I can cover my expenses and make more, right? To invest in other things and to have some wiggle room here for some stuff, right? To buy those leggings that I want to buy, to buy my expensive exercise stationary bike that I just gifted myself last month. I need to be able to know that the money's coming in, and having a membership really brings that. But I will add to this and say having programs that are that last throughout the span of several months is very important as well. So yes, you're going to be continuing to promote your stuff monthly, but it's important that you're not depending on that, right? You already know that there is this client that pays you on a monthly basis, whether they're working with you one-on-one or whatever. And that's what the membership does, though, is having that recurring income, which all of us so desperately need because we have an overhead and we have expenses in our daily lives. You need to have repeat business, essentially. And this is really the soul of any business, are repeat clients, because you don't need to do any kind of convincing. They already trust you, which leads me to my second point here. My second benefit of having a membership is you essentially are getting paid to market, because the people that I feel so much more comfortable talking about my offers are my members, because they are already in my world and they trust me. Right? So there is this fear of, oh my gosh, I'm going to keep selling to the people that already bought from me. Are they going to get annoyed? And I'm telling you right now, they are not. In fact, the right people, right? Because some people come in your world, they invest and then they don't resonate with you, and that will happen. But the right people are going to be inspired by your drive, inspired by your creativity to keep coming up with stuff. This is what I hear from my clients all the time. They say, Marta, it amazes me how quick of a turnaround you have from having an idea to implementing to executing and to seeing the results. And that is true. And that has been practiced throughout the years for me. It didn't start that way, because like I told you, in 2020, I was very, very lost. I went from making like $100 in a month to then a year later, like $1,000 in that month, to then, this January, I had a $10,000 week. So things progress. And oftentimes we see from the outside in and we think, oh my gosh, it was in 2 days that everything happened. No, it was not. It was through the years, but that's why you get to start and you get to get going. So what do I mean by paid marketing again? Because generally speaking, the membership fee is lower. And that's why people are interested in starting with a membership as a starting point with you, as opposed to let me work with you one-on-one. It's lower stakes, it's lower risk. I can spare $30 some, $40 some, even $90 some to be in your world and then decide if I want to work with you in another capacity, right? So it's lower risk for people, but they are already paying more attention. Have you heard the quote, people pay attention when they pay? When people pay, they pay attention, whatever the order is. It's true. And it started happening with me as I started growing my membership, and it bothered me a little bit in the beginning. Every time I would go live, every time I would do a training, all of my clients, all the members would come to the training. And I would be like, you already know this. Why are you coming here? I didn't understand that they were paying more attention to my free content because they're following me now, right? They're invested in me with their time, with their energy, and with their money. And so they want to keep learning from me. This is what the membership opened up for me, friends, is understanding that once somebody's in my world and they trust me, it is so much easier for me to present another offer and them saying yes, because they already trust me. So it's not me tricking them. They already said yes. So it's a lot easier to get repeat business than to get new business from somebody that does not know you. Right? The same thing goes for referrals. It's a lot easier for somebody to come into your world that completely does not know you, from a complete stranger, right? Into your world if they come via a referral because they trust their friend that referred you, than it is for them to just see an ad and decide to spend thousands of dollars on you. Is this making sense? Let me know. So as I am getting in touch with my members and inside my membership, I'm recommending tools. I'm recommending other people. This is what I'm doing right now. They trust me and they go for it. So you are getting paid that monthly fee, even if it's a low fee, to market to these people. And this leads me to my third benefit of having a membership, which is that accountability. You are accountable to those people that are investing, even if it's less than $100 a month in you. They are coming month in and month out to learn from you. So that keeps you accountable, for one, to bring quality content to them because they're trusting you. And that keeps you accountable to keep going. And that's one of the things that I told Stu in my interview. And I even teared up because there are days when I don't want to show up, but those people in my membership are waiting for me. So they encourage me to show up. And at times I am feeling discouraged and like I want to give up. And then I say something and they're like, oh, I'm so glad I came to this call today, Marta, because you encouraged me. And little do they know, and I tell them this all the time, they encouraged me by saying that. So it validates me as a coach when I show up for my clients, for my members, even if it's just for $37 a month, right? They are depending on me. And at times I feel like we discredit this, because it's like, well, I'm not going to be making that much money. This is not going to sustain me. I can't even buy a legging for $37, maybe on Amazon, right? But it's the compound effect of the months financially, but the compound effect of the trust as well. Is this making sense? Let me know. And now let's talk about the launch process. And this actually, as I was preparing this content, I started thinking about when I published my book. Many people launch books, programs, and then they just expect things to happen on its own. Like I did this launch, and now people should just know what's going on and they need to just be joining after, forevermore. I launched this book. Now people just need to know that my book's amazing and they just need to keep buying. Friends, I will borrow an example that one of my clients used not too long ago, and I was like, this is genius. Do you know what Nike is? You know the brand, right? Have you realized that they're still doing marketing and paying high-profile people, athletes, celebrities to promote their products? They're huge. Everybody knows them. They're still marketing. Same thing goes for you. If you've already launched your membership, you still need to market it, right? You still need to find ways to relaunch. And that was another concept that I learned from Stu, is understanding that the launching never ends. Right? A first launch ends, but after that, you continue on promoting. And the way that you do that is different, right? There are different ways. And this is something else that he expands on inside his course, is that you can launch twice a year. So several super established business owners in the online space only open up their big programs twice a year, spring and fall, right? And Stu only does it once a year. So how in the heck does he sustain his business after that? Upsells, right? Other exclusive offers that is just for people and more of the inner circle that he's not necessarily promoting outside. So that's why I'm telling you, having a membership is great, but it's not the only thing you're going to have. And that was one of my expectations. I shared this in the interview as well. Because I started seeing when I joined his program, you see people in different walks of their business. You see people just starting out, people that have zero following, zero audience. And you see people that do a launch and they get 100 members. And that was a dream for me. I have never had a launch where I open up cart for my membership and 100 people join in. However, what I understood is that the membership is that space where people are getting an entry level, entryway into my world. And then they are more inclined to invest in other offers. That was one of the other things that I shared with Stu, is that the first time I decided to launch a group program, 80% of the people that joined came from my membership. And guess what? That was my first 10K launch. I was flabbergasted. That's when things started to kick in even more. And this was a year after I had done his course. I was thinking different people, because they didn't want to join the membership, that they would come and join my program because it was a finite thing, 6 weeks. But it was the opposite. They were in my world, in my membership, and they're like, I want more and I will invest more. So this is what the membership opens up for you. And back to what I was saying, you're going to have to keep launching your membership, opening it up, making it relevant, making it enticing for people to join. But here's the deal though, and that's something else that he shares, is you're not going to be promoting your membership every month, because then it's boring. If I can join next month, I'm not going to join this month, Marta. I'll just wait another month, and I'll just wait another month, and I'll keep putting it off. So that's something else when it comes to growing your membership. What I believe is having other offers that you can rotate. Because if you're constantly talking about your membership, yeah, people will catch on and they may want to check it out, but it's not urgent enough for them to join today. And that's what we want. We want them to join today. We don't want them to wait until next month, because that means they'll never join probably, So that's why I love rotating offers, right? Sometimes I talk about my visibility programs to get on TV. Other months I talk about my marketing programs, and then I throw in the membership. Actually, I haven't even been promoting my membership that much, because this is really what I use as my downsell. So many different marketing strategies and business plan strategies here. My membership is always open. I decided to do that because of the other things that I have going on. And this may change with time. You're the captain of your own business, right? You can change things as you please. But I decided to keep my membership always open, because when people come into my world and they're not ready to spend hundreds or thousands in other things, I say, well, why don't you start with a membership? It's $30 a month. Check us out, see what you think. And that's how people build. And then once I give them that option, they can either decide to join, or they can be like, I don't really want a membership. I actually do have a couple $100. And if I make some payments, I can, invest in your program. So it's different possibilities, because if you only have one possibility, it may be harder for people to engage with you. So that is my take on how to launch. Again, you could do it in different ways. And this is what I did for my, my second membership, the Empowered HD School that I just launched a couple of weeks ago. I just said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. This is also something that Stu teaches. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Who's interested? And then people say, okay, I'm interested. Then I'm like, all right, I'm launching it. You have 5 days, 7 days, whatever, to decide if you want to jump in or not. That is what I did. And I had 10 people join. And now I stopped talking about it, so people are not joining anymore. But as it comes up in conversation, I can accept new members or not. This is what it's called, a founding members launch. And you say it. You say, I'm opening this up. This is brand new. You're going to help me build it. You're going to be the very first. You add some bonuses and say, as the very first people to take the leap with me, I'm going to add a one-on-one call. I'm going to add this course. I'm going to add this, blah, blah, blah. And then people are more enticed to come and join. But after that initial founding members launch, how the heck do you keep your membership relevant? So several ways of doing that. And that's what I just explained to you. You can open it up a few times a year to, again, create that urgency, and then say you only have a few days to join, and then it's closed, and you disable all of the pages, all the links, people can't join. Or you rotate offers, because this is what I do and I love it. I think it's so fun because it keeps me entertained. Otherwise, I get bored talking about the same thing. And now what's been even more fun for me, especially this year, is that I've gone on this venture of collaborating with other entrepreneurs. So I'm doing affiliate stuff all the time, or I'm bringing people into my programs to add some spice. Like in February, I launched my Show Up Empowered program, but I brought in my bestie, Chrissy Augustina, who is a copywriter. And I said, as you join the program, you're going to get bonuses with Chrissy. And I shared my profits with her. Coming up in May, I'm doing a launch. So excited about this. I'm doing a launch with one of my great friends, one of my first mentors, Rebecca Lima, who has an amazing program called Six Figure Society. I'm going to be coming in. We're going to be sharing the profits as well. So I'm working on things all the time to spice it up. I'm still making money and it's still recurring. So that's important, right? It's going to be done in such a way that it brings me money past that initial month. Like I said, this is very important for the sustainability of your business and to cover your overhead. And yeah, so these are ways for you to launch and grow. Let me know if you have any questions about that, any lingering questions about that. And now let me be 100% transparent with you. I already said I am an affiliate for Stu's program. I decided to start last year and it went really great. I sent a few emails and 2 people joined. So that was a couple $1,000s, and I was extremely happy about that. So his launch process lasts a couple weeks. He started it last week. So there's part 1 that you probably already missed if you haven't watched it, and I highly encourage you to join in. Part 2 is today. So at the time of this recording, part 2 is airing at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So April 24th, which is today. Part 3 is going to be on the 27th, and then he's going to have an actual webinar on April 30th, where he's going to talk to you about the program and do a proper sales pitch, where he shares all the details of the program. Now, I will tell you right now, what is the benefit of deciding to join Stu's program if you really resonate with the message and with the investment and the timeline and everything? What's the benefit of investing or joining it through me, through my link as an affiliate? Ready? I'm so excited. So what I do with this typically is for 3 months. So all throughout the summer, as you're going through his program, which is pretty extensive, you're going to have access to my memberships. So both my Human Design membership and the Empowered Woman School. So you're going to have extra support from me, and you get a one-on-one strategy session with me as well. So typically I like doing these sessions when you're further along in the course with him, because more questions are going to be coming along. So I can help you, outline your plan for launching your membership, or if you already have a membership, coming up with a new launch plan, or coming up with a structure inside the membership, all of those fun things. So I will be talking more about this. Don't you worry. As soon as he opens Cart, which is May 1st, I will share with you all of my bonuses and why you should sign up through me. Now, fun thing that happened last year, though, is that I had the people that signed up via me. And then there were people that said, oh, I so want to do it, but summertime, there's just absolutely no way because kids are going to be home from school. I'm going to travel, blah, blah, blah. Or somebody said, it's a steep investment for me right now because it's around $3,000. I'll just, tell you right now, that's how he can have affiliate partnerships, is because it is an expensive program and he gets to share that with the people that help him promote. So it is an investment. Let's put it that way. Depending on where you are in your business, it is a little bit of a salty price. Obviously, he does payments. I believe he does like 6 payments over 6 months. So it's really, really reasonable. And that's how I was able to do it back in 2020 when I wasn't bringing that much of an income. So there are people that are like, it's too much money. It's too much time. Honestly, Marta, I want to get going with this. Can't you just tell me? Can't you just teach me? Because you already learned it. You already know. So with that in mind, I actually have a downsell option that I will be sharing with the people that sign up for his stuff and that are interested. Or if you haven't signed up for any of his things, you're like, Marta, I would rather learn from you. Just give me the scoop. Give me the lowdown. I will be launching a program that's 6 weeks long called Engage to Serve, where I'm going to be teaching you every week the main things that you need to know about launching and growing a membership. Obviously, I will start with what is your personality type and what is the best structure for your membership based on your personality type. Then I'll talk about structuring the content, right? What is this going to be revolving around? How is this going to be beneficial to your audience, especially when it comes to your offer suite? So I will be encouraging you to have other offers aside from your membership. I'll talk about launching strategies, marketing strategies, how to retain your members, because that's another thing too. It's not just about launching. It's not just about bringing new people. It's about keeping the people. That's also very important because statistically, memberships, usually the longevity, or I don't know, the retention rate, I guess I want to say, is usually people stay for about 3 months. And then the charges start showing up on their credit card and they're like, I'm not really using this. I'm going to quit. So how can you make sure that your content and the deliverables in your membership is going to be enticing enough for people to stay around, even if they're busy, and make it so that they're attached to the value when those recurring charges keep coming up in their credit cards? Okay, so we're going to cover all of that, but it's going to be in 6 weeks. It's going to be a lot more affordable, obviously, and it's going to be with me. So if you're like, I love Stu, Marta, but I love you more, then that is an option as well. So I'm so excited about this. So several things for you to go check out. My episode with Stu, episode 237, highly encourage you to go check it out. Sign up for his free workshop series because it's a lot of value. There are so many people that launch memberships just with his free event. Legit. It's so much value. Like you wouldn't even believe. Each one of those calls is like 2 hours long. He gives so much value because that's part of his marketing. Because then when he comes in with the sale, you're like, I'm sold. I got so much out of this that I am going to invest. But some people don't, and they still have amazing results. So regardless, I would really recommend you checking out his stuff because it could help you. I'm sure he's going to drop some nuggets there that are going to be very, very helpful for you and give you some breakthroughs. Then be mindful that starting May 1st, his cart is going to be open, I believe, for a whole 7 days. And I would love for you to sign up through me because you're going to get bonuses and I'm going to support you through it. Like I said, I've done his program twice. I know the ins and outs pretty well. Plus, I've had my membership since 2019. So I know lots of things about, getting new clients, retaining clients, and having that recurring income, like I said. And the other option is, if you love everything that I just said and you would love to learn this in 6 weeks for an affordable rate, I have that coming up as well. So stay tuned.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.